Sarah, your caveat at the end there was very important. This is based on a report by Israel's Channel 13 that on Friday, as Israel was allegedly striking in Masyaf in northwestern Syria, then in addition to the Syrian anti-aircraft systems that were activated, also the strategic S300 Russian system was also launched at Israeli jets. Now, these systems cannot be launched without Russians deliberately pushing the trigger, basically. Now, as you described, this is definitely, if confirmed, this would mark a significant shift in Russia's in the Israeli strategy and relations between Moscow and Israel, and as far as the security cooperation between the two countries is going on. Russia's had a significant military presence in Syria since 2015. During that period, Israel has conducted hundreds of strikes, but there's been cooperation between the sides to avoid any incidents. There's even a de-escalation hotline that the two sides can coordinate whenever there's Israeli strikes. This appears to be mark a change amid the growing tensions between Moscow and Jerusalem. Israel has been trying to walk a fine line between Russia and Ukraine amid Moscow's invasion of Ukraine, and this appears to have changed in recent weeks, also due to growing criticism by the Israeli side, but also escalatory anti-Semitic rhetoric coming out of Moscow. Now, this also comes at the heels of reports in Ukrainian media that Israel has pretty much moved forward in its support of Ukraine's military aspect, and so this could have larger scale implications on the very sensitive strategic ties between the two sides.
Do you think this could also escalate the situation in Syria to new heights?
Well, I mean, the situation in Syria, it's still engaged in a civil war, but that civil war, I mean, the Assad regime is definitely on the other, has the upper hand, and pretty much he's destroyed all kinds of any sort of opposition. We're seeing that with the way world leaders are treating Bashar al-Assad, trying to bring him back into the diplomatic arena. If we're looking at what this signifies, this change, it signifies, as we mentioned, a potential shift in the relations between Jerusalem and Moscow. Now, throughout the years, as these hundreds of strikes that Israel's conducted in Syria, this has been something that Israeli leaders, whether it was former Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu or current Prime Minister Naftali Bennett, have used this a lot in their talks with Russian President Vladimir Putin. And so if indeed this is confirmed, this would mark the first such incident of its kind, and Israel would have to reassess its situation and its activities in Syria. We'll just add that Russia has more advanced systems, S-400. Those haven't been used yet. And so if we are looking at escalation in Russian acts, there's definitely more steps to go down the road.